Hello trainers, it's your favorite content creator Ganeto, and today we dive once again into Kanto Cup. We're gonna check together a team that is most probably the best one to use currently in the meta, with Lapras, with Hypno and Nidoqueen. Those three Pokemon are gonna be not only meta but also kinda heavy for the entire Kanto Cup, so not any Pokemon out there can handle this triplet with ease. Even something like a Machamp, for example, can really struggle against the Lapras. It has to use some seals in order to succeed in finishing off this matchup. So with that said, now let's dive into the commentary, because we're having the mirror with the Lapras here, and because my opponent was back on those I said some like, let's go here with that Skull Buzz. We can definitely bring it almost no HP. We have nothing to worry about here because the Skull Buzz of their own is imminent, but we have already brought it at a point that we can simply farm it down with pure confusions. And what I like about Shadow Hypno is gonna be that it can really be tanky even on its Shadow form. I do not like the Shadow versions of Nidoqueen and Lapras. I have both of them, but I prefer to go on the Kanto Cup with the regular versions of those Pokemon, because they feel like they kinda underperform when they have that Shadow debuff on their defensive side. So having now my Nidoqueen coming in, and you can see that it is absolutely a wonderful sight to see, because we have the Earth Power ready to go, and the opponent's Shadow Nidoqueen is gonna go down to a pure nuke. Their win condition was to go for a Poison Fang by my side, and perhaps they could absorb it with their Nidoqueen, so that's why they did not shield at all. But if I was gonna go straight for those back-to-back Earth Powers, yeah, the victory would be eventually mine, even if they shielded that one as well. So we're gonna take the first victory, and we're gonna proceed into the next one with another Lapras mirror. Whenever they switch into a Lapras, I'm always like, okay, I can stay in because my back line can kinda get destroyed by a Lapras of my opponent, because I do not run Thunder Punch on my Hypno, and you can also do the same. Hypno can get any move that it has on its moveset, even Psyshock, even Focus Blast, you can use those moves as well, and I believe that Hypno is gonna go to town whatever your opponent does, because your moveset is always gonna be a superior moveset to whatever any other Pokemon has, pretty close to the one that Mew has actually. So Lapras going down to my confusion like it did on the previous match as well. So we're having the mirror here once again. You can see that Nidoqueen's, Laprases and Hypnos are always all around the meta, so you're gonna have a lot of mirrors as well, so having those regular forms might be a little bit easier for you to handle the mirror matches if you do not have the shadows, so you're gonna be just fine. Having now this Raticate just bailing out, because we're gonna win eventually, and another victory will be for the amazing team. And as we're having the next one coming up, you can see that we're having a pretty good lead on the face of Dragonair. They have an Alolan Marwa coming in, and I'm like, okay, bring it on. What do you have? A Shadow Bone? We can take it, but we get our defense lowered. So now we need more than a Surf to finish it off, and we cannot take another move. So we have to go with back-to-back before they unleash a move, and unfortunately I think that I'm gonna fall down to this Bone Club. Is this gonna be a Bone Club? Yes it is, but we're already debuffed, we cannot take the moves, but it's all good because now they are at the red, they're down on shields, and that means that my Hypno can come in and start doing some solid work. So firing off this Aqua Tail we have to block, because it could easily be something like a Dragon Pulse, to be honest. So let's go with the Shadow Ball to finish off this Dragonair. Perhaps they were expecting an Elemental Punch and this amount of HP, and they have a Ninetales, the Cantonian Ninetales with Ember. That can work towards our advantage, because Ember is not gonna be enough to generate those Weather Balls or Psyshocks quickly, so we're gonna just go here for the farm down even on that Marowak which just came in. And to be honest, I was expecting the switch, so that's why I did not fire at all, but even if I did, I could still wait a little bit more because I want to have the upper hand against that Marowak. So an Earth Power will beat for the Cantonian Ninetales, and we're gonna take the win. So at this point, trainers, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, because as you can see here, we're having not only spicy teams but also competitive ones. for you to try out on the current meta of Go Battle League and on any meta as well. I'm doing top 5 teams before every league's rotation and every special cup, so give that a huge appreciation by subscribing to the channel, or just simply, if you have already subscribed, like this video before you go, because it really helps my channel and this video in particular grow a little bit more by every view, by every like that you make. So having here the sweet team matchup after we completely farming down that Machamp with our Hypno, and this Nidoqueen now stands no chance, and this is why I prefer my Fire Punch over Thunder Punch. I want to have a better matchup against Nidoqueen, and if you're thinking, okay Ganeto, but why don't you have Ice Punch then? Well, that's because I was expecting a lot more of those Alolan Sandslashes. Yeah, yesterday I was having quite a few of those Pokemon coming up towards my way, as you saw on my previous video with Shadow Zapdos, but this time I had not enough of those Sandslashes, so yeah, Fire Punch would not be a very good move overall, and you're gonna see in a while that Fire Punch will not perform that well on certain matchups, but we're gonna get there, So what I like about Nidoqueen is that it can also beat down other poison types like this Alolan Mach. Earth Power is not gonna connect, but you can already see that despite the fact we're getting debuffed, we can still hold on our moves, kinda over farming here, and I'm pretty sure this is gonna be an acid spray which we can take and still reach to that Earth Power. At the moment I didn't know that I could lose CMP from the Mach, but it happened. They're gonna double block here. I have a move ready on my Lapras, so that means that this Mach now is out of the way and its energy as well. I have a safe field for my end game with my Hypno, but they have a double dark at the back and they come in with that Raticate. I have a shield up, this is gonna be super close. They are switching out to Nidoqueen and we have banked one surf with our Lapras, so that can be a game changer. Let's see together, trainers, because we're completely farming down this Raticate. We have the Fire Punch ready to go. This is not gonna do enough damage, but it will put this Raticate at a point that we can simply do one more, but we cannot, and we have the surf, and indeed that was a game changer, so we're gonna take the victory eventually. So a great game by my opponent, but we had the better moves overall. So next on everyone, a Machamp upon the lead, a very bad lead, and the most horrible I think we can get with Lapras upon the lead, so getting ourselves out of there with a kinda safe switch option Nidoqueen, and you can see that even against a Hypno we can still pull off some solid work. Taking one shield and then debuff it for a second time is gonna be absolutely awesome, and we're gonna bring it at a point that it has almost no HP at all, coming in with the Lapras because we know they have that Machamp, so we have to rely all our hopes on our Hypno, and let's see how they respond after that. Gonna go with the Ice Punch, okay, not gonna seal that, and the Shadow Ball is imminent after that, dealing massive damage, but we can still take it. They're gonna come in now with the Machamp, we are gonna do a lot of damage with our serves, and they have a Dugong, okay, a Dugong at the back. Let's see how we can do this, because I'm going straight for the Elemental Punch. I was expecting a shield because there was no reason at all not to shield from their part. They want to debuff us and then take any move as well, so they could expect a Thunder Punch, but we do not have a Thunder Punch, so we're gonna hit them with a Shadow Ball, and this is one of the few reasons I prefer Thunder Punch over Fire Punch, but Fire Punch I really was expecting a lot more Sandslashes, to be honest, and that was not the issue at all. Going in with the Icy Wind, we have the Fire Punch ready to go. This will not be enough, I believe, for the Machamp to faint, but we're gonna go down at the same time, but we're gonna take the victory since we have a whole Lapras alive. And yeah, next one, trainers, against the Snorlax, a safe pick against a safe pick, two heavy mons that are kinda weird to go against each other. You already know how Lapras and Snorlax really have made their marks towards the blue version and the red version of our Game Boys, so we're having the ultimate battle here. We're gonna block the first one, hoping this is gonna be a superpower, so we're gonna take now the second one. It is a Body Slam, and we're gonna answer back with a Surf. Surf is not gonna do a lot of damage to that Pokemon, the Snorlax, but we can safely bring at the point that a couple of confusions from our Shadow Hypno can do the work. They're gonna go now with the switch into into Hypno. That was not a switch actually, yeah, they just went into Hypno because my final confusion passed through and that Snorlax died. So we're gonna take the move here, a Shadow Ball, which means now that this Hypno has no energy at all and we can come in with whatever and completely farm it down. They have a Nidoqueen of their own, so I think we have kinda the upper hand here because we are kinda ahead on energy. We have to go for the Earth Power, they take it and we're gonna take the victory while they have still one seed. Like before, going for straight Earth Powers back to back is the better choice against the mirror because just one will be it and there is no reason at all to risk the Poison Fang bait. Going over here for the Poison Fang bait, which is successful, every Hypno is gonna block that Poison Fang and they are gonna try to farm him down after that. So we're gonna go down at the same time despite the fact we take a lot of damage from those confusions. So they come in with a Machamp, we have the Hypno, we're gonna completely farm down this thing and now let's see what they have at the back because whatever there is, we have a very good feeling that we can win this. Going right straight for the Fire Punch and then bail out to Lapras, gonna go for double surf here and take the victory eventually. This Snorlax has nothing to throw at us. I think this was gonna be whatever move so we could take it and after that we're just gonna completely seal the next moves that they have. We are almost there at the double surf and the victory is imminent, trainers. So what do you think about this team? I believe that it is a pretty strong one. If you have the resources to build it, just go for it, you are not gonna regret it. Shadow Hypno is gonna be super strong with its confusions, but if you have a regular one, just give it a shot. You are just gonna hold on your battles just a little bit longer, and of course Nidoqueen and Safe Switch and Lapras up on the lead, pretty safe options overall, and that is why this team gets A for coverage and also B for safety for some reason, but I still think that you can make it an A if you play this correctly. So going in there with the switch from my opponent to a Leaky Tank and Power Whip here has to be blocked successfully. Let's go now with a Skull Blast dealing tremendous amount of damage to that Leaky Tank and hopefully here we can survive the body slams. Is this gonna be a body slam though? No, it is gonna be a Power Whip. We're gonna bring this Pokemon to about 10%, 5% perhaps, and we're gonna farm it down with our confusions. So whatever there is at the back, they have to face the wrath of our Hypno, and they come in with a Nidoqueen. So that was pretty interesting. What do you have at the back? Kinda something like a water type, for example? I'm not sure. So going for a move here, the Poison Fang, the second one, and they are gonna go with a Pidgeot. We're gonna fire off this Fire Punch, expecting them to shield because we could carry Thunder Punch to be honest, and we have here Nidoqueen which can come in clutch. Everything can work towards our advantage, but they have the Brave Bird and I was hoping I can survive it and I cannot survive it. This is really bad. Fire Punch is gonna connect and we down go at the same time, gaining that loss because we are kinda dumb. We could go there for the Poison Fang, dealing enough damage for that Fire Punch to be more than enough to finish off this Pidgeot, but we outplayed ourselves and we're gonna take the loss there. But anyways, trainers, we have the final match coming up towards your screens and we have the Surf coming in, dealing not enough damage to Raticate, but enough to put at a point that my backline can absolutely farm it down. I'm not gonna risk it here, just gonna accept the fact that we are gonna die to that Raticate because those quick attacks after that can simply destroy us down. So they have a Golbat coming in and I'm just gonna go here for that Earth Power. What I plan to do here is rely on the fact that I have two shields, gonna take the move even if it is gonna be a Shadow Ball. This is not a Shadow version of Nidoqueen, so we can safely take one Shadow Ball and then rely on my Hypno to take them down. That was pretty early to throw a Shadow Ball, so I was expecting a Poison Fang. They have a Nidoqueen, and because Niantic fixed those fast moves, I can simply destroy down this Nidoqueen with this, and we're gonna take the final victory as well. So that's all, trainers. Thank you for watching. I hope you had a great time watching the video. A pretty strong team today that I really recommend to you using. Thank you for watching. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, obviously, and I hope to see you all into the next one. Take care, trainers!